Hi Gemini, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, what I normally do is let flip, fly, fall. Do I want all of those? For some reason, I want that one, but not these. Flip, fly, fall out 5, 6, 7 tarot cards. And then look at that and decide if we're looking at life, love, career, health, whatever, and then verify, clarify with different oracle cards that I have. So let's see what's going on with Gemini. The second half of February. Gemini, second half of February. Gemini, second half of February. What's going on? All right, so we've got 2 cards so far. We've got the Hermit card was the first card that fell out, and the World card is the second card. So it looks to me like, so the first feeling that I'm having is you have gone inside because the world has just been like tough on you lately. Okay, so I'm going to take that one next. So the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So it feels like you have kind of been working on stuff, and you're just not seeing any progress. And you're kind of questioning, what's the point? You know, it's like normally if you work on something and you put all your effort into it, and something usually will happen. And in this case, it feels like you put all your effort into it and nothing is manifesting, and the Emperor card came up in the reverse position. So it's really making you question, like, normal. What's normal? You know, it's kind of like, why is working my ass off not getting me anywhere all of a sudden? And what I would like to say to that is a couple of things. One, it might be that the universe, oh my God, we've got 4 major arcana cards coming up and the Justice card. What comes to mind on this right now is the universe wants to balance your life out. Damn, and there's another one, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God. There are 6 cards out here, and 5 of them are major arcana cards. So whatever you're going through is major life lessons, major life events. There's a lot of turning and twisting and rearranging, and I feel like the universe is like, oh, listen, we've tried to let you do it your way for so long, and it's time for us to kind of nudge you in this direction. That's one of the reasons all of these things that you've been planting, the working, the trying to do things your way, and the things that your mind says, you know, this was what I was taught. Work hard and things pay off. Do this and things pay off. And this is the way life is supposed to be. And the universe is trying to show you there is a different way. So they are trying to get you away from the old programming and teach you something new. That is what it feels like is going on. And so they are changing up a whole lot of stuff in your life. And what you have always known to be is not going to be that way. It just feels like they're trying to teach you a whole new way to live, a whole new way to do things where you will be more successful, where you will be happier. And it just feels like they're trying to say, listen, we let you try it your way for a long, long time. And there's a better way to do it. And I guess we're going to have to force it on you is like the feeling. The Curious card came up. So to me, that feels like you have, this one wants to come out, overwhelmed in the reverse position. The Curious card coming up in this whole thing is, it feels like maybe you have been introduced to something metaphysical, out of the norm. Something has striked your interest. Crystals come to mind. It's kind of like all of a sudden you have a newfound interest in crystals that you've never had before. or you have a newfound interest in maybe energy work and learning energy work that you never had before, or you have a new interest in something spiritual that you have never had an interest in before, and your curiosity is piqued about it. It feels like you've heard other people have had success by using certain things, and you're kind of like, you know what, maybe I need to check into that myself. Maybe tarot cards, you're starting to get curious about tarot cards or something, and you're like, you know what, my friend does tarot cards, and now she's got my interest piqued, and I want to see what those tarot cards are all about. Whatever the case is, it feels like you're just kind of scratching the surface on some new ideas. And you have been feeling overwhelmed. You're not feeling overwhelmed anymore. That's one of the reasons you had yourself in hermit mode, is because you've kind of stepped away from civilization to think, to process, and you're letting your guides kind of get into your head and lead you in different directions that you have been wanting to. And it's actually been making you very happy. It's like you are starting to go with the flow instead of working against the flow. And instead of having that feeling of like, God, why does nothing ever work out for me? It's kind of like you're starting to realize there is an easier, better way to do things. And the universe is kind of leading the way, and you're following. For a change, you're following them instead of working against them, your guides, your higher self, whatever. So what else is emotionally going on? That's way too many cards. No, I don't want those. What else is going on with Gemini right now? What else is going on with Gemini? What kind of emotions are you dealing with? What kind of emotions are you dealing with currently? Because there's some major changes coming on. You're in the middle of it. You're just starting it. That came up this way. Grief. Grief in the reverse position. So something in the past you had been grieving for. I think it feels like you are letting go of some grief of like you thought things were supposed to be this way. And you finally let go of the way things were supposed to be. And now you're like, I'm going to let things go this way and see how it turns out, is the feeling that's going on here. It's like, I'm just going to go with the flow for a change. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to let go of this need to have things the way I always thought it was going to be. And that's very comforting to you. Letting go of, it's like, I feel like I'm watching you going, okay, fine. I'm going to let go of the steering wheel. And there's a song out there Carrie Underwood had, Jesus, take the wheel. I feel like that's what you're doing. It's kind of like, okay, fine. Jesus, take the wheel. Universe, take the wheel. Somebody else take the wheel, because I have been driving and I have not been doing a very good job, and I have not been happy, and this has not been working, and someone else needs to just take the burden. That is the feeling that is going on. One more. Trusting. Now, this came up in the reverse position, but I feel like this needs to be in the upright position. Well, wait a minute now. Let me think about this. This could go either way. You want to trust. You want to trust. And the reason that you haven't let them in the past is because you haven't trusted anybody. You haven't trusted that anybody could do things better than you. And now you're having to let go of some control issues, and that is hard. So that could go either way. You're letting go and trusting that there's a better way. Letting go of control issues and trusting that there's a better way, it feels like. Because if you see, that is like people on a high flying act. So you have to have trust in another person to just kind of close your eyes. And the same thing with like, well, Jesus, take the wheel. You know, you're like, I'm just going to let you do it. It also reminds me of when I hydroplaned one time when I was in my 20s on my way to college, or maybe late teens. I don't know. I hit some water on the highway on my way to class, and I've done that twice in my life. I don't drive like a maniac when it's raining out anymore, just FYI. But I remember just letting go of the wheel and closing my eyes, and I'm just like, let it land where it lands. And I ended up in a ditch. I was safe. My car was safe. I had to have somebody pull me out. But nothing got hurt. I didn't get hurt. Nobody else got hurt. It scared the shit out of me at the time. But I was just able to like let go of the steering wheel and let the universe take over and put me where I needed to be. And I managed to stay out of harm's way. So I'm also kind of visualizing that. You're like letting go of the steering wheel, and you're just going to let him take you wherever they want to take you. One more. This came up in the reverse position. This could go either way too. I feel in the past you have not been as grateful as you could have been about things in your life. And in the reverse position, that would be you haven't been feeling as grateful as you should have. You are working on being more grateful. You are working on being more grateful for the things that actually worked out better than you thought they would if you'd had control over them. So you're working on the grateful thing. I think that is something that, like when you were in hermit mode, or because you are in hermit mode, you're maybe you started a gratitude journal and you've started trying to focus more on being grateful for what you have, instead of bitching and moaning and complaining about what you don't have. Okay, so because there are some very major arcanas, major life events that are happening, and this doesn't mean that it is bad. It just means that there are some major life lessons that are in the process of happening, and I feel like the universe is just kind of like, we're going to recorrect your course now. Course, okay, so this is what I'm hearing. Course correction, like a GPS system. Please turn left, please turn left, please turn around, please turn around. Go, you know, like you're going the wrong way, you're going the wrong way. And all of a sudden it's like, you're like going, fine, I'm going to follow the GPS that the universe has for me and quit trying to take my own direction. Okay, so there are some lessons that you have learned, you are in the process of learning, or you are going to learn because of this course correction the universe is whipping out on you. So let's see what kind of lessons the universe is wanting you to learn, teaching you, has already taught you, lessons that Geminis are in the path to pull up, correct, fix, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Release. Release control. That goes right along with everything we have just said here. Divine Feminine. When the Divine Feminine comes up, that's saying to me that the universe wants you to step into your power. You've been playing small. They want you to step into your power, and they want you to start doing your life's purpose. Nostalgia. You need to quit going back in the past and thinking about how things woulda, coulda, shoulda. You do a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. God, if I'd have just done this, this would have turned out differently. If I'd have just done that, blah, blah, blah. You need to quit going into the past and thinking about how you should have done things differently. You cannot change the past. You can only go from here forward. So get your ass out of the past, bring yourself to the present, and don't be moving into the future too far in advance either, because thinking about the future isn't necessarily good if it stresses you out. You know, like worrying about bills 6 months from now is not a good place to spend your energy. Soulmate. Let's see. Okay. All right. So this could be a couple of things. The universe is either bringing a soulmate in, I feel like in for landing. There's a soulmate coming in for landing that's going to help you learn some of these lessons. That soulmate does not have to be an opposite sex partner or a lover. This soulmate could just be a friend that brings up some of these lessons that need to be learned to the surface. So do not assume that a soulmate is a life partner, person, lover, romantic situation. It could be a new neighbor that moves in and suddenly you guys are best of buddies, or maybe you're not best of buddies and they're bringing up issues and poking you and making and bringing up things that need to be healed for you. So that feels like that's coming up. You are in the process. The universe wants you to awaken more to your, I feel like I'm hearing him say personal development. They want you to awaken to your personal destination. Let me hang on a second. What are they saying? Life's purpose. Your destination. Your perfect destination. Okay. They want you to waken up to your perfect destination. So I'm like, all of a sudden I saw like a beach and a like water or whatever. So if you picture that as your perfect destination, they want to help you get there. Pause. How does that play into a block? No, that doesn't feel like a block. That feels like that's why they have kind of pressed the pause button for you. And that goes along with the Eight of Pentacles and all the stuff that you have worked on not coming to fruition. It's kind of like, yeah, we're going to just kind of make things not work out for you for a little while because we want you to reflect and think and go within. So they are forcing a pause on you is what it feels like. Forcing a pause on you. And you've been numbing. Perhaps you've been doing something to numb some of these negative emotions as you've gone into hermit mode and the world is coming at you and flying at you. And, you know, I'm like, I always see Wonder Woman when it's like life is coming at you from all directions and she's like, ping, ping, ping. So I feel like maybe you have been numbing something because life has just kind of been coming at you 90 miles an hour and you're like going, oh my God, I can't take this anymore. So they're wanting you to work on that and give you new opportunities and new ways to handle things so it doesn't feel like life is coming at you in bullets. Okay, that's what it feels like. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to do the Sacred Power cards. So, last bits of advice for Gemini right now on what the universe has planned for you, what they want to tell you about whatever you're going through, past relatives, your higher self, your guides, anything else that they want to say to you about this situation, this journey, this new GPS system they're taking you on. It feels like maybe learning unconditional love is one of the things they'd like you to learn, or have unconditional love for yourself. I feel like maybe you beat yourself up a lot about the coulda, woulda, shoulda stuff, and you need to give that up and just realize that you did the best you could do at the time and just leave it alone. Drop it. Divine consciousness. Tap into the divine consciousness. That, to me, is the new GPS system that you're going to start listening to that's going to take you down this path instead of that path. What else do they have to say? That one, I feel, is the Tree of Life. Okay. When I say the Tree of Life, the first thing that I think of is like the Tree of Life has very, very deep roots. They are helping you build a new foundation, a new root system for your new life. So everything that is going on is getting rid of old stuff and replacing it with new. So if you can imagine a foundation for a house that was crumbling, that house is not going to stand much longer. And basically, it's like they've taken the house off, they're replacing the foundation, the root system to replant you so you will be strong and able to move forward. I also feel like this is help because they are wanting you to walk into your purpose in life. You've got to have a major baseline foundation, good solid base, in order for you to start helping and step into your power and your purpose in life. So they're just sturdying that up is what it feels like. They're sturdying that up and protection. So while they have got your life in a jumble, know that you, that scared me. They dropped something upstairs. Know that you are divinely protected. Everything will be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. And when something scares you, man, that really made my heart start beating. When something comes along and scares the bejesus out of you, know that you are protected and that you can ask your angels and your guides and the beings, the support team that are there, ask them for help. I feel like that's it. They're making noise upstairs now. Kind of lost my concentration, but I'm done anyway. So if you are single and home on Valentine's Day, I have posted the Home Alone on Valentine's Day readings. Otherwise, if you're not, I will see you 1st of March for our regularly scheduled horoscopes. Thanks. Bye.